Richard Paul Ashcroft is an English musician, singer and songwriter. He was the lead singer and occasional guitarist of the alternative rock band The Verve from their formation in 1990 until their split in 1999, and continues as a lead vocalist working with guitars and keyboards. He became a successful solo artist in his own right, releasing 3 UK top 3 solo albums. The Verve reformed in 2007 but again broke up by summer 2009. Ashcroft then founded a new band, RPA in the United Nations of Sound, and released a new album on July 19, 2010. Martin of Coldplay has called Ashcroft the best singer in the world. Early life, Ashcroft was the only son of office worker Frank and hairdresser Louise. He also has 2 younger sisters. His middle name, Paul, is also the name of an uncle through his father. When Ashcroft was 11, his father died suddenly of a brain hemorrhage. Ashcroft soon fell under the influence of his stepfather, who belonged to the Rosicrucians. Ashcroft attended Youthland High School, along with future bandmates Simon Jones, Peter Salisbury and Simon Tong, and then attended Winstanley College, where he met Nick McCabe. His teachers referred to him as the cancer of the class, though one member of staff recalled him being incredibly intelligent. Ashcroft was an avid football player, playing junior football for Wigan Athletic. For some time Ashcroft wanted to be a professional football player, idolizing George Best, but as he grew older he lost interest in this, turning to music instead. The Verve. Ashcroft formed The Verve in 1990 with McCabe, Jones and Salisbury. The band signed to Hut Records and became well known for their appetite for both psychedelic music and drugs. They also became a part of the Britpop movement. The band split in 1995, and around this time Ashcroft wrote a collection of songs he intended to release as his first solo album. However, by 1997 he had changed his mind and asked McCabe to return, reforming The Verve and releasing the very successful album Urban Hymns. Ashcroft was at the forefront of the band's popularity, receiving an Ivor Novello Award for his songwriting and being referred to by the press as the unmistakable face of the #1 rock band in England. However, the pressures of touring and the tensions within the band led to McCabe's departure in mid-1998 and the announcement of the band's breakup in April 1999. In early 2007, Ashcroft made peace with McCabe and Jones and the Verve's reunion was announced in June. The band played gigs later that year and continued touring in 2008, headlining at several festivals around the world. A new album, Fourth, was released in August. In August 2008, The Verve broke up for the 3rd time, though it was not announced until the following year. Solo career, Alone with Everybody and Human Conditions, 2000 2004, Ashcroft's first solo single, A Song for the Lovers, peaked at number 3 in the UK charts in April. It was followed by the single Money to Burn, which reached the UK top 20 at number 17. The album, Alone with Everybody, was released in June, reaching number 1 and receiving platinum status in the UK. Album reviews were generally positive. In September, a 3rd single was released to Eurocman People entering the charts at number 21. Richard does not publish the lyrics to his songs in the inlay cards of his albums or singles as he feels they are personal to him. Ashcroft began work on his 2nd album Human Conditions in 2002. The lead single, Check the Meaning, was released in early October, and peaked at number 11 on the UK singles chart. The album was released later that month and reached number 3 in the UK album chart. Reception to the album was generally positive. Review aggregating website Metacritic reports a normalized score of 61% based on 15 reviews. In response to negative reaction to the album, Coldplay's Martin, a fan of both Ashcroft and the Verve, defended the album's merits, which made an impression on Ashcroft. The appreciation shown would later result in a support slot for Ashcroft, serving as the opening act for Coldplay during a European tour. The album's 2nd single, Science of Silence, was released the following January and charted at number 14 in the UK. On March 26, Ashcroft made his first live appearance of 2003 at London's Royal Albert Hall as part of the third annual Teenage Cancer Trust charity fundraising event. Before Buy It in Bottles, the third and final single to be taken from the album, was released on April 7, charting at number 26. Aside from a limited number of appearances in 2003, Ashcroft was absent from the music business for about 2 years. He later explained this in 2006, stating that, "Everyone got it into their heads over the last few years that I was in my ivory tower like Lennon, baking bread all day. The fact of the matter was that I was bringing up kids." Live 8 and Keys to the World, 2005 Euro 2007, Ashcroft began playing gigs again in mid-2005, and, on July 2 at the Live 8 concert in Hyde Park, Coldplay invited him to perform with them during their set. They performed the Verve's hit Bittersweet Symphony, after having previously rehearsed the song in Crystal Palace. Ashcroft's performance of the song was introduced by Chris Martin as the best song ever written, sung by the best singer in the world, helping to create renewed interest in Ashcroft. At Christmas 2005, a documentary entitled Live 8, A Bittersweet Symphony was aired on the BBC reliving moments of the day featuring a portion of Ashcroft's performance as the show's opening soundtrack. After the disintegration of Heart Records in 2004, Ashcroft signed to Parlophone where he released his third solo album, Keys to the World, on January 23, 2006. The first single from the album, Break the Night with Colour, was released on January 9, 2006, and entered the UK singles chart at number 3. Following his performance at Live 8, Ashcroft was booked as a support act for Coldplay's Twisted Logic tour throughout North America and the UK, which started on March 14 in Ottawa, Canada. Ashcroft saw the support slot as a good chance to play to a significant amount of people and say, a Euro unregistered trademark back. And this is what I do Euro unregistered trademark. The album's second single, Music is Power, charted at number 20. On April 18, 2006, he recorded the Live from London EP, the ninth in a series of EPs released exclusively as digital downloads from Apple's iTunes Store. The EP was released just 6 days later on April 24. With the release of Keys to the World, the general consensus was that Ashcroft was back at the top of his musical game, as he announced his largest UK tour for years for May 2006, culminating in 3 nights at London's Brixton Academy. Following the tour, Ashcroft had hoped to perform 2 homecoming shows at Wigan Athletics' 25,000-seater JJB Stadium in June 2006, but was unable to do so as the proposed venue lacked the appropriate licence. As a consequence, he chose to play at Lancashire County Cricket Club in Old Trafford, in what was to be his biggest solo show to date. He was supported at the gig by acts such as Razorlight and The Feeling, whilst DJ Shadow joined Richard on stage during his set to perform Lonely Soul, their UNKLE collaboration from 1998's Science Fiction LP. Another UK tour followed 5 months later, culminating in a show at Manchester's MEN Arena on November 30. Ashcroft did not tour Keys to the World outside of Europe. Ashcroft hinted at the possible release of a new version of his previous single Common People for the Bobby Moore Cancer Fund, which would coincide with England's participation in the 2006 Football World Cup, but the single never materialised. Instead, his next release was Words Just Get in the Way, which charted lower than his previous single, peaking at number 40 in the UK singles chart. On December 4, the double A-side, Why Not Nothing/Sweet Brother Malcolm was released on limited edition 7 vinyl. RPA in the United Nations of Sound, 2009 Euro 2011, Ashcroft is contractually obligated to record another album for Parlophone. Ashcroft played a solo gig on August 25, 2008 as part of the Last Days of Summer Festival in Buckingham. The Verve broke up for a third time sometime between the last rehearsals in late 2008 and the summer of 2009. It was announced in August 2009 by a band's friend. A B-side compilation was considered a possibility, as Richard's team has asked the fans through his site about their feelings on such an album, but it's now very unlikely. In December 2009, Richard contributed the lead soundtrack song for the documentary The Journey. The song, available for purchase at iTunes, can be streamed and a video was posted at Ashcroft's site. Also, through his blog Brain, he has stated that he will release a new album in 2010. Sources reveal he has worked on some 20-30 new songs in New York, Los Angeles and London with producer No ID, who Richard sought after because he liked his work in the Jay-Z song DOA, and read an interview where he states how many producers destroy records in order to boost sales. Ashcroft is currently working with a new band called RPA in the United Nations of Sound, who have released a promo single from the upcoming album called Are You Ready?, which was premiered exclusively on the NME website on January 18, 2010. From April 9, 2010, an exclusive RPA club-only track, Third Eye, is also available as a download on his official website. The album United Nations of Sound, and the first proper single Born Again were released on July 19, 2010. The full album leaked on July 15 and the NME started streaming the album the following day. The new sound seems to emulate many of Richard's influences described over the years in interviews and seems to close a circle for his solo career. Strings, beats, rock guitar riffs, voice loops, ballads and heroic choir anthems are the core of the album's sound, with Ashcroft's craft for pop tunes and unique melody making. Also found in the songs are the ever-present spiritual lyrics for Richard, although here in fuller form. After 2 months of silence, on October 15 Ashcroft released through his website a second fan club-only track, Here We Go Again. On the same day the song Are You Ready? Was released as the first official single from the new album in the United States. During the same month Ashcroft had signed with the record company Razor and Tie in the United States. The radio edit of Are You Ready? Is available for free on the US version of Richard's website. The album United Nations of Sound was released across the Atlantic on March 22, 2011 under the name Richard Ashcroft, and the lead single Are You Ready? Was featured over the closing credits of the film The Adjustment Bureau in March 2011, along with the new song Future's Bright, written and performed specifically for the film's opening by Richard and 10-time Oscar-nominated composer Thomas Newman. For the U.S. release of Are You Ready? Richard Ashcroft and Big Life Management commissioned Giorgio Testi for the promo to be created out of live footage from a show at Shepherd unregistered trademark Bush Empire. The video premiered on February 7 on the official website of Pulse Films, the production company. On March 1 the song Future's Bright was premiered on Stereogum. On the official website of the movie The Adjustment Bureau there is also a video created for the song by director George Nolfi. Personal life: Ashcroft is married to Kate Radley, a former member of Spiritualized. They married in 1995 and it was years before it was publicly revealed that the pair had married. Together, they have 2 sons, Sonny, born in 2000, and Cassius, born in 2004. The family live in Ledbury in Herefordshire. Ashcroft is a Manchester United fan. He is good friends with Oasis's Noel Gallagher, Liam Gallagher and Coldplay's Chris Martin. For a long time the Gallagher brothers have expressed great respect to Ashcroft, with Noel Gallagher fondly nicknaming Ashcroft Captain Rock. The Oasis track Cast No Shadow, from the successful 1995 album Morning Glory, is dedicated to him, and it is believed that Ashcroft dedicated the title track of A Northern Soul to Gallagher as a response. Ashcroft also provided backing vocals on the Oasis song All Around the World in 1997, for Oasis Be Here Now. In a 2006 interview, Ashcroft mentioned taking Prozac to help him with clinical depression, but said that they didn't help, referring to the pills as very, very synthetic. Ashcroft has said that he's always been a depressive, someone who suffers from depression, and that music and creativity help him cope with his illness. Controversies: Controversy exists over the Verve's biggest hit, Bittersweet Symphony, on which Ashcroft is the sole band member to share a co-writing credit. The song uses a sample of Andrew Oldham Orchestra's recording of the Rolling Stones' 1965 song The Last Time. The Verve had negotiated this legally. However, the Rolling Stones record company successfully sued and argued that they had used too much. The Verve was subsequently forced to give ABKCO 100% of the royalties from Bittersweet Symphony, and Mick Jagger and Keith Richards were given songwriting credits along with Ashcroft. In 2006, he was arrested in Wiltshire after coming into a youth centre and asking to work with the teenagers present at the club. He refused to leave and employees called the police, resulting in Ashcroft being arrested and fined £80 for disorderly conduct. Ashcroft left the stage after only one song at Australia's 2010 Splendour in the Grass Festival at Woodford, leading some people to suppose he was angry at the lack of attendance at his stage. He had been scheduled as one of 3 headliners, but attendees mainly filled the stages of the other 2 headliners, alternative rockers Pixies and local Australian dance act Empire of the Sun. A statement from Ashcroft's management posted on richardashcroft.co.uk blamed the cancellation on his voice giving out. After 3 gigs in 2 days, including a 2-hour show in Sydney on Saturday night, we knew Richard would have to look after his voice for the Splendour in the Grass set, so we cancelled all promotional activity for Sunday, the statement said. It continued, it wasn't until he got on stage on Sunday night at Splendour that he realised his voice wouldn't make it through the set. Ashcroft was reportedly ordered not to speak or sing for 72 hours by a doctor. Discography, albums, studio albums, extended plays, singles, other releases, guest appearances. References. External links, official website, Richard Ashcroft Online, Richard Ashcroft at the Internet Movie Database.